your very own custom ceiling painting. Now, do I recommend doing this? Not really. It is kind of back-breaking and neck-hurting work, like hours of just contorting your body into awkward positions. But if you feel like you are up for the challenge, then here's how to do it step by step. So first, you gotta figure out the design that you want to put up there. I recommend doing like a sketch on a paper first, figure out what kind of colors you think might look well on there before transferring that sketch onto your ceiling. Then before you start painting, I recommend covering the walls that you don't want paint on and any furniture underneath it with plastic wrap, and secure it with some painter's tape, because no matter how hard you try, that paint is definitely going to get everywhere. Next up, for the paint, I mainly use acrylic paint and then some folk art 1 core paint and sealer in one for the base or main color, which I also mix with acrylic paint if I needed other shades of it. I also recommend getting a big painting palette or like a painting tray. You can cover it in aluminum to keep it clean so you can just easily reuse it. You will be using a lot more paint than you expect. For the brushes, I would say I have a couple of varying sizes, big ones to help cover large amounts of space, smaller ones for the details. These were the ones that I used for this specific painting. Also think about how you want to section out parts of your painting, because acrylic paint doesn't stay wet for a very long time. So especially if you're mixing colors to create a certain shade, you want to finish that portion before your paint dries. So for me, I started with my background color, then I did the house, the pathway, the grass, the tree trunks, and then finally the cherry blossom. And to prevent the ceiling light from shining into my eyes and blinding me this entire time I'm painting, I covered it with a piece of paper and some painter's tape. But be careful, monitor it when your lights are on, because the last thing you want is for it to light on fire. Luckily, I was able to use a blow-up mattress on top of my regular mattress to get myself close to the ceiling to lay down and paint at the same time. But I honestly don't know how feasible this would have been if I only had a ladder. Some other options people mentioned were doing it on wallpaper or canvas first and then sticking it up there. I think that could work, it's just I didn't do it because our house has mold problems and then I have health problems from mold. And I've heard quite a number of instances where people had mold growing in between their wallpaper and their walls, so it just wasn't a risk I was willing to take. But yeah, really get the vision of what you want up there clear first, because trust me, you do not want to redo this. However long you think this is going to take you, multiply that by like 10 times, maybe 20, because you are going to need a lot of breaks. But I do really like how mine turned out. If I were to go back, I would most likely do it again. Anyways, hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'm currently making an aesthetic picture soon. Following to see how it goes.